Hello, in this video we're going to be taking a look at parallel and perpendicular lines, and before we start this video you should probably understand the equation of a straight line y equals mx plus c. And if you don't, I've made a video on it, I'll put it in the description, so you should probably go check that out and then come back here once you understand it. And so I'm going to start off with parallel lines and then talk about perpendicular, and I'll timestamp it below so you can skip through to the part that you want to see. So let's start off with parallel lines, okay? And they're obviously going to be parallel, which means they're going to run alongside each other forever and they're never going to meet. But more important than that is the fact that their gradients are going to be equal. So if we take a look at the equation of a straight line, y equals mx plus c, the letter m represents the gradient of our line. So if we look at these two lines here, let's take a look at the gradient of the red line. Well, it's 2. And the gradient of the green line is also 2. So because their gradients are equal, they're going to be parallel lines. Okay, so let's take a look at an exam style sort of question that you could get, and it says the gradient of line L is equal to 3 and line M passes through the point 2, 3 and is parallel to L, and we need to find the equation of the line M. So what do we know about line M so far? Well, it's going to be parallel to the line L, and we're given in the question that the gradient of line L is equal to 3, and so because they're parallel, their gradients are equal, so the gradient of line M is going to be equal to 3, okay? And so let's substitute what we know so far into the equation of a straight line, and we get that y is equal to 3x plus some number c. But what we also know, okay, is that the line M is going to pass through the coordinates 2, 3. Okay, and if you don't remember, coordinates are written like this, x and then y. And so we can substitute this point on the line into our equation, and that will tell us the value of c. So our y value is equal to 3, so we get 3 is equal to 3 multiplied by, well, x is 2, so 3 multiplied by 2 plus c. And so this gives us that 3 is equal to 6 plus c, and subtracting 6 from both sides, we get that negative 3 is equal to c. And so now we've got our value of m and our value of c, and we can put them into the equation of a straight line, and we get y is equal to 3x minus 3, and this is going to be the equation of our line m. And that's pretty much it for parallel lines. They're not too difficult, I don't think. You just kind of need to know more about the equation of a straight line, to be honest. So let's look at perpendicular lines next. And the fact with perpendicular lines is that they're going to cross each other at 90 degrees. Okay, they're perpendicular to each other. And so with this example here, you can tell that they're perpendicular because there's a little right angle symbol. But again, more important than that is that with perpendicular lines, if you multiply their gradients together, it's going to equal negative 1. So the gradient of the red line is positive 2, and the gradient of our green line is going to be negative 1/2. Okay, and so let's multiply those two together, and we're going to get that 2 multiplied by negative 1/2 is equal to negative 1. And so therefore these lines are perpendicular. Okay, but let's sort of extend that for any gradient. Okay, so say we have a line with the gradient m. Okay, then the line that's perpendicular to it is going to be negative 1 over m, okay? Because if we multiply these two things together, so m multiplied by negative 1 over m, that's going to equal negative m over m, which equals negative 1, okay? And so we can use this when we're answering exam questions. So let's take a look at an exam question. And it says the gradient of line L is 3, and line M passes through the point 3, 4, and is perpendicular to line L. Find the equation of m. So we've been given, again, the gradient of line L, and it's equal to 3. But this time, m is perpendicular to it. So the gradient of m is going to be negative 1 over, well, 3. So we get the gradient of m is negative 1 over 3, okay? And we know again that line m passes through the points 3, 4. So let's substitute what we know into the equation of a straight line. So we get y equals negative 1/3 x plus c. And then let's substitute the values of x and y into the equation. And we get that 4 is going to be equal to negative 1/3 multiplied by 3 plus c. So we get 4 is equal to negative 1 plus c. And so c is going to be equal to 5. Okay? And so now we've got a value of c and m. So let's put that into the equation of a straight line. And we get that y is equal to negative 1/3 plus 5. And that is the equation of m, which is perpendicular to the line L. So hopefully this video was useful. If it was, subscribe, like and share it, and go over to my channel and check out all of my other tutorials. Thanks for watching.